Hello there. How y'all doing? Today, um, I've been thinking about this for a while. I've had some prophecy, some prophetic things happen, and I shared them in my inner circles, but perhaps I was meant to share them in the public as well. So I've had many supernatural experiences. One happened in 1999, and in 1999, I had a friend of mine got in a motorcycle accident, and he was in a coma for about 2 weeks, and he had a near-death experience, and all that kind of stuff is in my book, The Lift, which is on Amazon, and The Lift from God's Hands. Basically, an upgraded version of that story, with many testimonies, my testimonies, supernatural things that happened to me, and I put together some near-death experiences as well. But the main thing, I think it's important to talk about this in the time that we're living in, is that Jesus came to me one day. I had a lightning energy experience go through me, and then after that, Jesus came to me, and he told me that he was the way, the truth, and the life, and no one but the Father, but him could go through the Father. In other words, you need Jesus to get to God. He's the way, the truth, and the life, and there's no other that can go to the Father but through him. He's the gatekeeper. He's the key and the gatekeeper, because he did for us his salvation. So if you haven't given your life to Jesus, that was transforming for me. I had believed in God. I believed in Jesus. I thought about them. I tried to be a good person, but it talks about this in the Bible. We don't get to heaven by our deeds. We get to heaven by having a relationship with Jesus and the Father. And that's kind of the whole point of us being here. We have things to do. God wants us to live our life, have a joyful life, and to help others, and to accept Jesus, and to some of the rough patches in this life, to have a yearning for him, so that when we move on to the next part, when our bodies perish and we move on to time with him in heaven and the other dimensions, eventually our body will be restored. It talks about this in the Bible, but I'll get to that at a later date. So